learning that Iran's petrochemical zone has also been targeted, but we will, in fact, come back to that. As we told you, several of the areas have been attacked. In the latest, the petrochemical zone has been targeted, and this is Mahshahr petrochemical zone that has now come under attack. Unfortunately, we are learning that 5 people have been killed because of this massive attack. So in the last few hours, as far as Iran is concerned, US has amped up the attack on the key infra as far as Iran is concerned. The capital city, the nuclear power plant, the petrochemical plant, the city of Isfahan, which, as we told you, is one of the main uranium processing and nuclear related research hub there as far as Iran is concerned. They all have come under attack. We're telling you about this particular petrochemical zone that has now been targeted. And this is, in fact, Mahshahr petrochemical site that has been hit. And these are the visuals that have been shared by IDF of the attack on this particular site. And they have claimed that the key infra has been struck, which has produced explosion. In fact, this is what they have stated in the social media statement that they have put out. So many of the areas there in Iran, they have come under target. Most importantly, just ahead of the crucial deadline that is going to expire. And after, remember, Iran has also shot down 2 of the warplanes of the United States. As we told you, 3 out of the 3 pilots, 2 have been located, but 1 still remains missing, and the search and rescue operation is currently underway. All right, so these are the visuals coming in from Iran of the attack on the petrochemical facility. As we told you, this is Mahshahr petrochemical zone that has come under attack. And in a social media post, in fact, IDF has said that US and Israeli regime systematic targeting of the civilian and critical infra in Iran, including petrochemical zone and Tehran B1 bridge, constitutes war crime. That's a statement that has come in from Iran, and they have called that this is a war crime and state terrorism. So that's a big statement that has come in. Let me take you through the visuals that have been put out by IDF as far as attack on the petrochemical zone is concerned. These are the areas that have come under attack, because remember, US in the last few days has maintained that they will not be attacking the energy infra of Iran, and for that they had given a deadline that expires on April 6th. But now Israel has started attacking the petrochemical zone. This has come under attack, and this is the video that has been posted by Israeli Defense Forces on social media. And responding to this now, Iranian authorities have gone on to say that targeting of the civilian and critical infra in Iran, including the petrochemical zone, amounts to war crimes and state terrorism. These criminal acts violate and terrorize the civilians of that area. The international community must act decisively and condemn this as well. So these are the visuals of what has happened in the last few hours. Let me take you through them one by one. As we told you about Isfahan, that's a very key city, a key hub for the nuclear research center that has come under attack. We told you about the capital city of Tehran as well. There was a massive explosion there. That's a capital city. Remember, on the very first day, it was in this particular area that the supreme leader of Iran was killed as well. And these, as we told you, are the visuals of the attack by IDF on the petrochemical plant there in Iran. These are the counter-attack, as we are learning, as far as Iran is concerned, on the Gulf countries. Visuals coming in from Kuwait, and this one as well, in fact, coming in from Iran, of the massive, in fact, explosion there as well. So, in fact, the attacks and the counter-attacks continue as far as day 37 of the war is concerned. There's only escalation, and the next 24 hours are going to be quite important because the deadline expires, and Donald Trump has said that if Iran does not agree to the peace plan, and also if the Iran, in fact, does not reopen the Strait of Hormuz, then he will be attacking the energy infra. All right, let me go across to Arasin Singh, author. Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us. There seems to be no de-escalation as far as the Iran war is concerned. There is a deadline in place, ultimatum that has been given by Donald Trump. 1 pilot that is also missing in Iran. A lot has happened in the last 24 hours. There's only escalation as far as the Iran war is concerned. Your take on this?
No, from right from the first day, I have maintained that the existing regime, whatever remains of it, is fighting an existential crisis. It is this way or this side or that side. So therefore, I don't see any de-escalation happening, and the only chance of survival, as the regime perceives, is by enlarging the conflict, and that is what they're exactly doing. That is their best hope for survival. So that is why they are attacking anybody remotely allied to the United States. Now, the second part you were talking about, this about deadline and Strait of Hormuz. Well, I suppose the war has entered a new phase because yesterday one of the aircraft that was engaged by the Iranian air defenses. Remember, I think I'm told that it was a package of 22 aircraft which had gone inside. And they had gone in for ground strikes. Earlier, the strikes were taking place from the high altitude level, but now it has entered a new phase. So I see some kind of a ground action happening. Probably what happened yesterday was a prelude to some kind of a ground action. So next 24 hours are going to be very, very interesting.
All eyes will be on what really happens in the next 24 hours. Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us and bringing your perspective on this. As you can see on the screen, there have been several attacks in Iran in the last 24 hours. Seems like sort of a warning just ahead of the crucial deadline that is going to expire just in few hours. Let me also bring in my colleague Rishabh, who's been tracking all the details. Rishabh, there have been back-to-back attacks in Iran. The capital city, the nuclear power plant, the petrochemical plant, they all have come under attack. Take us through how Iran has reacted to this.
Well, see, there are three things here that we need to understand, Akansha. First, let's talk about the verbal attack that has come in from Washington. 48 hours deadline. If Strait of Hormuz is not open, they will rain hell on, Iran. This is something that Donald Trump has said, to which, in a way mocking the US president, Iran says that we reject this helpless and desperate call from the United States. So Iran does not want to back down. Yes, there is pounding happening, especially in the southwest Iran, and the cities like Isfahan, or for that matter, Mahshahr, has been pounded by US and Israel, and there have been a barrage of attacks on these areas, the petrochemical plants, the nuclear plants, the uranium, centers. They all are under attack. We can see casualties being reported from these areas. There's visible smoke in these areas, and all this have been taking place in last 12 to 14 hours. But has Iran even blinked once? No, not really. Iran says that US is waiting for a surprise that will come in from Tehran, and that will change the course of war. Is Iran talking about the missing pilot? Is Iran talking about something which US hasn't anticipated from Iran? Because anything US in the region has been attacked, and if not attacked, at least touched upon. The IT companies also are now under attack. Amazon Web Services have been attacked twice in last 48 hours. Oracle offices have been attacked, and now Apple, or for that matter Intel or Nvidia, all American companies are bracing for a prospective attack on their centers, their data centers in West Asia. And when it comes to West Asia, remember, when you are talking about the data centers or these American companies, what is on attack? Dubai is on attack, Abu Dhabi is on attack, because these two cities house maximum of the US data centers in West Asia. So that is something that is happening. So if we talk about Iran's response is more resolute than it was 37 days ago, and Iran really wants to go ahead with this war, because
absolutely, because Iran has said that attack on the petrochemical plant amounts to the war crime, is a state that is coming from Iran. Stay on with us, Rishabh. I'm also joined by Major General A.K. Sivaj, defense expert. Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us. There's no let-up in the West Asia war. There have been attacks, the counter-attacks. Two of the jets of US, they have been shot down. And in retaliation, we are seeing back-to-back attacks there in Iran, be it the capital city, the petrochemical plants, or the nuclear plant in Iran. Your take on this?
No doubt about the intensity of the war is increasing. In fact, there are attacks on the either side as far as the US is concerned and Israel is concerned. Both are hitting now the energy plants of Iran, the nuclear plants, petrochemical. In fact, they are trying to hit the infrastructure whichever is been left. But Iran is also now rebounding back, and it is now hitting the Middle East, the countries where the bases of US are there, especially it is targeting Saudi, UAE, Oman, Kuwait. Kuwait is again targeted because these are the places where there is the energy sector. Also, the tech companies of US also being hit, whether it is Microsoft or Google or Apple, and especially as brought out in Dubai, because the reason of being hit Dubai is one is the maximum tech companies of US there. Also, there is a lot of investment of Israel in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and that's why they have been picked up. But all said and done, if you see it, what happened in last about 48 hours, you find that the intensity is now increasing, and before the deadline, which is there given by the US to open a Strait of Hormuz, I suppose it will increase further, and I don't think Iran is going to back down because Iran seemingly feels that it has an upper hand. And especially after they have shot down the two aircraft of US, that has made them more bold. That
all right.
Otherwise, everyone was thinking the air defense system of Iran has been totally neutralized and compromised. But the way they strike on F-15 Eagle as well as 8 and Thunderbolt, it
absolutely. In fact, there's no de-escalation in sight. The next 24 hours are going to be very important. Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us and bringing your perspective on this. We have another breaking update coming in. The attack on the Gulf countries continue. In the latest, we're learning that Bahrain's Bapco refinery has been hit once again. The refinery has been targeted. As you can see on the screen, these are the visuals coming to the fore. Remember, this is not the first time that this particular refinery has come under attack. There is escalation as far as the war is concerned, and this appears to be a counter-attack by Iran because in the last 24 hours, its own nuclear power plant, petrochemical plant and other plants have come under attack. And now in retaliation, Iran has targeted Bapco refinery in Bahrain once again. In fact, with this, a very short break, more news and updates on the other side. We'll keep getting you more updates as far as day 37 of the war is concerned.